Hello, and welcome to a stream where I don't have the game here. Why is the game not here? Why do these things just disable themselves? I swear. Hello, and welcome to Dolphin's Dive, the weekly strategically minded Handelabra stream hosted by Dolphin. Handelabra believes in civil rights for everyone and in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against those goals are not welcome and will not be tolerated. You can follow us at Handelabra Games and, Handelabra Games on Twitch, I missed a word, and Handelabra on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You can follow me personally at Dolphin21 on Twitter, and on Twitch and YouTube, it's Dolphin, no digits. Sentinels of the Multiverse, Bottom of the Ninth, One Deck Dungeon, and Aeon's End are all available on Steam, iOS, and Android devices. Spirit Island is available on Steam and will be available on iOS, Android devices later in the year, and you can find more information on those games at handelabra.com. Hello, Migrant P and DF and Evil Dice Monkey and Nightbot. Welcome to the stream where I am playing games. I'm gonna do a quick play with 2 from 8 to 10. See what it gets me. Oh boy, it's a 6. It's a 6, all right. We have River and we have Shadows. Am I a robot? I am not a robot, fellow human. Why would you think of such a thing out of me? We're playing Brandenburg Prussia 6. Excellent. Difficulty 10. Alright, so 3-2-2-2, 3-3-3-3. We have the escalation this turn. And yeah. On each board with a land or on each board with a town or a city, add a town to a land without town. That's happening. Sands and wetlands. Okay, so I guess River's okay with that. You know, River can do things in sands and wetlands, but probably slow, and this is not, this is a town. Lootbot would starve on his internet connection. True. Okay, so what are we gonna do here? Let's assume that this game's not going to end like the Aeon's End game and just actually play smartly. How about that? Ever think of that? Ever think of playing smartly, huh? Alright, so... usual MO with River is to get to Reclaim 1 as fast as possible. Is that reasonable here? Flash Floods could stop a build in D1. Wash Away won't help with the city that builds in D3. You can actually wash away in D3 and stop that city from building and then push the town away into slow phase. There's of course stuff over here that's happening. That's not a defend card, these are slow powers. This is a fast and it can gather 1 explorer. You might want to do that. Stop one of these builds. I mean, all the builds that are happening are I don't think we can actually stop, or I think the island's blighted next turn. I'm feeling like that. Feeling like it's a blighted island on turn 2. But maybe not. Maybe there's hope. So if I want to play Flash Floods on turn 1, I wouldn't be able to get to Reclaim 1 on the next turn. But I mean, like, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, so... I could either... oh, that's not energy growth. I'd have to take from this track. Add 2 presence, take from energy track. Shadows does not start with energy, but can start with gaining 3 energy per turn. You could just live off of this. It could live off of this. Crop's Wither can get rid of the city. It's range 0. We could get a Dahan in there with River's Bounty though. And then target it. So we have a lot of problems here. Okay, so C2 can just blight. C6 could just be concealing shadowed, and that Dahan takes out the town. The same could happen in C5, but C5 is probably a little more dangerous because for one, we have a presence, and for two, it has blight. C8's a bit too far away. D1 has 2 Dahan in it, and it'd be tragic to lose. Well, I guess it'd only be one of them. So would D7. Yes, there's a couple places where Blight's just probably going to happen. So, if there's only a town that's building, we can wash it away. The city is a bit more dangerous, but it could be withered and faded if we're that worried. I mean, like, it is, you know, a presence placement, so... protecting our presence, kind of valuable. Do I want to gain a power card to maybe... Well, I guess I could gain a power card next turn. Because if I get a defend card this turn, it doesn't do anything. But if I get a defend card... Well, I can wait till next turn to play it anyway, but... double presence at least... seems a bit more reasonable. To me, I don't know. Getting to this tier 3 innate's important. Innate gather out of C5 into something else. Yeah, we could do that, save that. You'd have to play 2 cards. And you would need energy to play it, so you'd be doing growth option 2. Playing 2 moons and a fire, and ideally we don't play both fires this turn, which is... I mean, this gives me a push, this does a city replacement. Both are really good options! Well, Concealing Shadows is not going to be played next turn, so I guess it's... if you want to save this power for the next turn, and also this turn, then we would need to play Favors Called Due and something else. I mean, like, Shadows kind of has to do growth option 3. Like, he could go for energy on turn 1 and be able to afford the card he plays, but... I don't know, it just... you would still have more energy if you did growth option 3. You would have an extra power card, I guess, but... I feel like that's nonsensical. So you're definitely doing growth option 3. Although, let's see what we're going to do with River. Double growth is only going to get you to 2 card plays... or 2 card plays and 2 energy. But if you do 2 energy, you're not going to get to reclaim 1 next turn. If you can reclaim 1 next turn, you could potentially get to that 2nd tier innate. And potentially the 3rd innate a little more quickly. Energy is definitely more of a concern. But, like, these base cards are only, what, 3 energy? So... Reclaim gives you 1 energy, and, you know, you just have to find an extra one, and River's Bounty gives you that, so it's perfect! You have enough sustain, right? If we can survive long enough. The other issue is that, as great as this power is, it only targets 1 land. And in a Brandenburg Prussia game, there's going to be many lands. The other thing about going for a power card is that if it's more than 1 energy, I can't play it. And, well, these are all 1 energy. Guess what? All minor powers are 1 energy. It's the majors that have, you know, more variance. So how many lands are we concerned with right here for Mantle of Dread? It's just these two wetlands, so maybe I don't need Mantle of Dread. I could just do Crops Wither for D3 and then have Wash Away for that. The question is, do we put a Shadow's Presence in D3? This is Sacred Site, right? So I don't really want to not have Sacred Sites. I guess it can also target any land with a Dahan. An unwritten rule of minor powers is that they cost at most 1 energy. You know, I was today years old when I realized all minor powers were at most 1 energy. You would think I would have noticed that key detail by now. But I never actually looked at all the power cards at once. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do double presence. Question is, where do I want the second Sacred Site? If I do Flash Floods in D1 next turn, I could put the presence there and have good visibility of my own land. If I put a Sacred Site in C5, I would have good visibility of C land. There's more Dahan that way, although there's also Dahan this way. I guess I want to be able to try to protect D1, so I'll go ahead and do that, but then I'm going to have to resign to saving that presence. So River's Bounding, Wash Away. River's Bounding gives me an energy that can pay for Flash Floods next turn. And next turn when I reclaim 1, it's going to be River's Bounty. That's going to give me another energy. Play these 3 cards. I would destroy a town with Flash Floods, and I could do 2 damage and push 3 with the other thing, but that's during a slow phase. But if we Boon of Vigor, I guess I could do Boon of Vigor instead. No, so when I say 1 energy, River's Bounty does give 1 energy. If there are 2 Dahan, add a Dahan and gain 1 energy. But if I do Boon of Vigor, that's not going to do much more for me, right? I just get 1 energy. Shadows will get 2 energy. But I need the energy for Flash Floods next turn, so it has to be River's Bounty. And if I want to get a Sacred Site for Shadows, it'd be there. I mean, I already have 1, but this one gives visibility to C1 and C6. It won't help with C8, but C8 could just be blighted. Save Concealing Shadows, Crops Wither, and Fortune's Favors Called Due. Not Fortune's Favor, what am I talking about? Okay, Gather and Explorer. That stops 1 build. If we... Oh, I guess if I wanted Crops Wither, I would have to do that in D3, wouldn't I? Actually, that might be a bit better. I could be... I don't have to be in D3, but if I could save an energy if I do that. I don't think it was Mantle, it was Crops Wither. Crops Wither for the city that's in D3. Wash Away for those 3 things. Massive Flooding could go in D1. Darkness Swallows into C4 or something. It's range 1 Sacred Site. Actually, yeah, range 1 Sacred Site would actually still work for C8 if it mattered. Do we have a good place for favors called due? Probably just C4. I don't know. A place where there is a Dahan battle, but we don't have defend cards, so Dahan would die probably. I don't know. This is not a comfortable turn one, but it's, you know, Brandenburg Prussia. It's never a comfortable turn one. So there's 7 builds happening. So if we do nothing, we're getting 7 blight. And the Coastal Explorer actually kind of screws up everything I was planning for. So that's good. It's good. Fantastic. Wonderful. Okay, crops are there. So now what? Now what? Oh, man. River's Bounty or... Well, I guess... Oh, I can't River's Bounty for more than 1 Dahan into D3. I can, however, if I do favors called due into D4 first. I need at least 2 Dahan. Let's keep those 2 Dahan. Let's leave the Dahan in the mountains. In case they do something, then we can River's Bounty. So now the problem is I can't just easily push them to D2 because, well, they're gonna build and that's Danger Town and I have a presence there. And the island's blighting, so I'm gonna be losing presence every turn. Or forgetting a power if it's that option. I could still wash away from D3. That would, like, they're gonna ravage there, and that's gonna stop that coastal build. So I think that's fine. Let's just throw you all into the sands. You know, that's only a blight. You know, it's not gonna be double blight because it's not Sweden. Now the problem with massive flooding is now I can't really stop the blight in D1 unless I flash floods there. I guess that was maybe my original plan, was to flash floods, wasn't it? I mean, I still have to push something out of there, but I can flash floods the town. So I have to push that explorer out. Go away. Not a very comfortable turn one. But I mean, like, on adversary level 6, you're expecting the island to blight, right? So, alright, so Shadows can currently play their hand. Shadows' hand. If I gain a power card, I could go energy track and start getting some natural energy. And that would give me enough energy to play a minor power and the other card or something. In case we get a defend, because I don't know that Mantle of Dread. Like, yeah, push an explorer in a town from one of your lands. Yeah. But... yeah, I'm gonna do that. Veil the Knight's Hunt gives you moon. Actually, all these give you moon. Call of the Dahan Ways is definitely a Shadows card, right? Well, it's not. It doesn't give fire. None of these give fire, though. I mean, these all give moon. They all give Uncanny Melting is actually a river card, but Dark Entangled Woods is a Spread of Rampant Green card, maybe? I would assume so, because Rampant Green goes to mountains and jungles, right? And I believe those are his elements. Its elements. Dealing 1 damage to a different invader. I mean, that has a potential to stop a build sometimes. It's just a different invader. It's like, this could target C1 and stop the build in C1. That's it. as far as utility goes. Call of the Dahan Ways will always replace a town with a Dahan, which is also a build counter, right? I could target C1 with that and get a town into a Dahan, and then there's extra Dahan, and that's more points. So it's probably just called the Dahan Ways. I mean, defend, I guess. Would defend help here? Mountain and jungle is not sands or wetlands, so no. That is literally the opposite. But uncanny melting is sands and wetlands, so we could, you know, remove a blight, so that when the island is blighted, we can start putting blight back on the card. No, I'm gonna call it Dahan Ways. So, and you're doing that presence. I don't know. I think technically, as far as this innate goes, range 1 is enough to gather out of anything in C1, even from C4. So I think I want you to put a Sacred Site in D3, just for a little more visibility. Not that much, though, unfortunately. Only D2, really, but progress, baby steps. You have to play Mantle of Dread, and Call of the Dahan Ways does something. Concealing Shadows isn't... It would stop this Dahan in C6 from dying. It won't stop the blight. It will take the town out. That'll give us fear. Fear is the name of the game. With great fear comes great responsibility, right? Is there a way we can maybe get a fear card? I'm gonna say no. Unless I played these two? No, oh, Mantle of Dread is 2 fear, but it's too slow. We could get fear off of Explorer Destruction, but I would need 3 card plays and presence to get that, so that's not happening this turn. Should River go for power card? Like, is there any way we could stop the island from blighting is really the question. Because C8, C6, which could, well, Concealing Shadows doesn't help. C2, D4, D7, that's 5. I need to stop 2 of them. Very hard to do when you can only target 1 land, right? Unless I got a thing that gathered 2 towns, maybe? Does that exist? Actually, I don't think that would even help. Actually, I guess if I had a 2-town gather, like some completely theoretical card that gathered 2 towns, we could target C7 with that, and we would survive. Yay! But no, it seems unlikely, right? So we're resigned to the island blighting. So we're still playing Flash Floods, and the card we reclaim, and Boon of Vigor. That card probably being River's Bounty, so that we can play all of my cards. Okay. So we want to get the Sacred Site in the sea wetlands, take River's Bounty, play the hand. Flash Floods to take out the town in D1, Boon of Vigor to give Shadows energy, River's Bounty to give yourself energy. Okay. We can stop 1 build, potentially. Targeting coastal lands. That stops none of... Oh, I guess no, it does work. It works in C. That won't be Death by Dahan. Let's do this first. I guess we could also take out the town in C3, but that's not gonna... Or it's not... That's not ravaging this turn. I guess I was gonna call the Dahan Ways C1, wasn't I? I mean, I don't have to. I could do it somewhere else. Do you know anything about C5 is there's no Dahan there, because for some reason last turn I moved the Dahan out of C5. Remember when I was smart? The once healthy island has become blighted, and it's the one where you can forget a power. So we could take power cards for fodder, I guess. Only 3 builds out of 6, and the mountains explore. So I don't want this to go in the mountains. I don't want this to go in the wetlands either. Would the jungle be the best bet? I'll do jungle. And that's not going to stop like that. Everything in the board is currently seen, so it doesn't matter. Put it. I was gonna put wetlands, but jungle's probably fine too. It's just as visible from everything, so. Okay, so now what are we gonna do? Dahan gather, deal 2 damage, push 3, turn a town into a Dahan, push a town and an explorer from one of your lands. So do we stop builds or do we stop ravages? We have a number of cascades. Well, actually just one. C2 is cascade. Problem is there's a lot of cities in this board now. Crop Swither is a slow power. That's unfortunate. D2 has a presence. That's unfortunate. Maybe there's a chance we get a defend on our reclaim turn. Shadows could potentially go without reclaiming. And add a presence for 3 card plays for the reclaim turn, but it's tough to say. Shadows would have energy to maybe gain a major, actually. Maybe. Let's see, that's 2 energy plus 3 is 5. You could actually take a major. He would forget one of his innate powers, which is actually not too good. Or I guess he could forget Call of the Dawn Ways. I keep saying he. Shadows could forget Call of the Dawn Ways. So there's no place where there's only... All of the ravages are on city tiles. That's annoying. You could Mantle of Dread D2. That's probably the only place where that would really do something. You could Massive Flooding that as well. We don't have anything that also deals damage in addition to Massive Flooding, right? No. So how do we combo these effects for maximum effect? Okay, so they're ravaging in C3, right? But they're also building in the mountains. So we have Concealing Shadows still. We could put the Concealing Shadows in C3. That requires an energy, which Shadows has. But that would then stop the Dahan from dying. They deal 4 damage. So if we can take out a town and an explorer from that land, that'd be nice. The problem is I can't actually target that land. I could turn a town into a Dahan, and then I could Concealing Shadows that next turn. That's a possibility. That Ravage would stop the mountain build there. We also have the mountain build in C7. That's going to create a city. We need to minimize cities, I think, because we can deal with towns and explorers really handily, but cities are tough. But what am I going to do with D2? I guess I'm Mental of Dreading D2. We do have a fear card. Push an explorer. We can have this be death by Dahan. Push a town, and we don't want that in a coastal if we can avoid it. We still have a river's bounty, of course. We also have massive flooding. Massive flooding in D5 is kind of a waste, but that stops a build in a blighted land. We could do it in D7, and actually that would stop that, right? Okay, yeah, that stops the town from, or the city from building. So Dahan. Assuming we can defend D2, Dahan and D2 is good. That's my hope, is we can defend it. So River's definitely reclaiming, definitely gaining minor. And we have defend 4 from Drift Down. We also have steam vents. The problem with Drift Down is it's not a water. We need lots of water in order to power up the innate. The 2 water cards don't give defense. Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth is a slow power. Does do good damage. Steam Vents destroys an explorer. Fun. So I don't think those are really going to help here. I mean, like, Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth, that actually would have helped on turn 1 if we had it, ironically. So I think it has to be Drift Down for the defend, but Shadows is also going to gain a minor. The question is, do we add a presence, gain a power, and have 3 card plays for the next turn? Like, if I do that, the problem is I'm not getting much sustain. Because I wouldn't really be going for growth option 3. Like, what I was first thinking of is gain a power this turn, get 3 card plays for the next turn. Next turn, reclaim, gain a power. I'd have, what, 6 cards then? So then I guess, like, 2 turns from now, I'd be able to gain 3 energy and have 6 cards with 3 card plays per turn, you know, which is the ideal number. But the problem is, so we have a use for concealing shadows. What would be another power that could be useful this turn? These are all slow powers is the problem. If I can get a fire and a moon, we can gather an explorer, which at least stops the build in D5. I can't really reach D8 unless I get a super far-reaching power. It has no Dahan in it either. Do I reclaim all, gain the power card, save presence adds for when I can gain 3 energy? We're looking for defense. Guess it doesn't make much sense to add a presence. I mean, it would be, you know, for the next turn I'd be able to play 3 cards, but I don't know. If I reclaim all this turn, I have 5 cards. I gain a power card, I have 6 cards, play 2 cards. I'd have 4 cards in hand, so when I have 3 cards next turn, I could still play 3 of them and I could reclaim the next turn or something. I want to be able to keep growing though, so I want to minimize my reclaims. Oh, getting to that innate, destroy up to 2 explorers, 1 fear per explorer destroyed. That's fear. That's fear. We do have this fear card. We gotta get many fear cards in this game. Okay, I don't know. I'm being indecisive here. I'm just gonna go with my original plan, which was gain a power. Target spirit provides defend 2 in each of its lands. If only River had that card, that actually would be a lot better on River. No fire cards, so we actually can't get to the innate that I want. One of these is a moon, and it's gift of power. That's a means of avoiding the reclaim, right? Do we need to defend more? We have range 0, defend 5. We do have an air, so the range would be increased by 1. Would that be useful? We do have the defend for river. We have a means of dealing with C3, so if I could defend C2 enough, we stop a cascade, but that is 9 damage, so I'd need defend 8, and that's only defend 5. Defend 2 in each of its lands, that also is not going to do too much. We don't have good land coverage in this game right now, so I don't know that we're going to do encompassing word. I'll take gift of power, and then I can minimize the number of reclaims I need to make, right? So then for river, it was drift down, I believe. Jungle, yeah. So then I can't get to the tier 3 innate, or sorry, tier 2 innate, the super innate. But I can get to the tier 1. Whatever that does for me. Super water! That is Strawberryta. Rita's Strawberryta. Sparkling Margarita. We do have a presence here to place. This is range 1. Mountains next turn. I'll go here for slightly more visibility. So I can target with Concealing Shadows into that because it has Dahan and I have energy. Okay, so what am I going to do here? I could potentially deal with the mountains entirely this turn. Right? They're going to build 2 towns. We can wash away one of them and innate the other. So I just have to play a sun card. Guess what? These are all sun cards. I don't know that I want to actually do River's Bounty, honestly. I'll reclaim 1 and I'll be able to do stuff with that, yeah. Like, I could keep River's Bountying, but I don't know where I want to River's Bounty this turn. Really? I literally just checked OBS. By the way, this is now to YouTube. I literally just checked OBS a second ago, and it said 0 drop frames, and I was happy because it was like, oh good, we haven't dropped frames yet today. Then I look over here and I start talking, and all of a sudden a thing pops up over here saying OBS is disconnected. So, is it an internet disconnect? I think it's an, well, OBS is not reconnecting. Twitch is connecting, like that's fine. But normally when this happens, OBS connects within 2 attempts, but this is now attempt 3. So how are you doing, YouTube? Doing fine? every single stream we have a disconnect, so we just have to write it out. Okay, reconnection successful. Hello and welcome to Dolphin's Dive, the weekly strategically minded stream where OBS disconnects 5 times. Tippity tappity, you heard my keyboard? I have a loud keyboard. I wish I could deal with C2, but I can't, right? That can just blight into C1 or cascade into C1. Or even C3, but probably C1's better. But yeah, so Wash Away plus Massive Flooding deals with the 2 builds, right? I think that's fine. We have a Gift of Power. I guess the question is, do I Boon of Vigor or do I River's Bounty? If I Boon of Vigor, it's obviously on Shadows. I guess he's just going to keep going card play route. I was thinking, hey, let's get more energy for him. But, you know, if we're just going to keep Boon of Vigoring him, we'll just do that. We'll commit to that plan, I guess. All right, so defend, Boon, Concealing Shadows, and we're losing presence. I think that we can destroy this sacred site. We can put a new one in D4 in a future turn. We can destroy a presence probably in C4, because it's more important to have sacred sites for a river. We don't need River's Bounty into C4, I don't think, and even if we need to, we can put the presence there. Fear card gives us remove an explorer from a coastal land. That doesn't actually do anything. Ironically, if I had taken the defend for C2 and I had done things in C2, like if I had done flash floods in C2, I'd have enough to defend this land with the defend card we skipped. That's tragic. C3 is dying, D2 is dying, D3 is dying. So it's only C2 that something happens. Oh yeah, I can't cascade into C3 because of that. So this has to cascade into C1. Okay. Believe it or not, we're starting to get control. Exploring the jungles. Okay. I'm gonna put you in a place where there's Dahan. And then over here, I don't want you in the mountains. I don't want you in the jungle. So you're going into wetlands. Control? Well, alright, now we're back into the stage 3. That's when we lose control again. So that was fun. Oh, this is only a push, right? Yeah, that's fine. That stops that ravage. All right. Quick play difficulty gave me Brandenburg Pressure 6. So who wants that miner? I can give it to Shadows, and Shadows might be able to take a major next turn. I keep saying that, but I think Shadows actually has the most viability for majors. Quicken the Earth's Struggles. Actually really good on Shadows. And that combos with Super Hyper Innate. I am undefeated on Spirit Island with the exception of one game that we lost on stream because of Frenzy. I think it's Quicken the Earth Struggles. I think that's a really good card for Shadows here. We won the difficulty 17 game. It was an England game that we lost. Alright, I'm gonna go major. Go major leagues for Shadow. Alright, these are 3, 4s, and 5s. 1 fire and 1 moon, so not good elements. Rapid Wings, we don't have sun. Infinite Vitality, we have only 2 earth. Pillar of Living Flame, we have enough fire. We have enough fire. Island to no super blighted, but we have enough fire. And Terrifying Nightmares, yeah, we have enough moons. And I mean, what, with enough moons, that's a free fear card? No, it's 6 fear. It's 75% of a fear card. It's probably Terrifying Nightmares. We don't need to defend this turn. Infinite Vitality is really good, though. Stops Blight from being added, which can stop Cascades. And we have enough Earth to be... Oh, we don't have enough Earth. I was just kidding. Pillar of Living Flame, we have to be really careful because we only have 4 Blight left on the card. Like, we're back to where we were when the game started. We only have 4 Blight on the card. Rapid Wings, though, like, this can target any land with Dahan with Shadows. So we can target any land for 1 extra energy and move that Dahan anywhere we want and then defend 5. That's actually really good. So we have 2 really good cards here. Well, okay, they're all really good, but... we don't need that for this turn, though. I guess I could take it for a future turn. Because that's going to be super energy hungry. But they're building the jungles this turn. We do have some jungle considerations here, I guess. We can see every jungle, that's good. I don't know. Fear is nice. Fear is nice. Would Terrifying Nightmares stop a build? It would stop the one in C4, right? Just straight up? I think I'm just gonna stop the build in C4. And I can replace Concealing Shadows because that's, it doesn't stop Blight, which is like a questionable card sometimes. I mean, it does allow you to put Dahan in a land safely, but... So for me to stop the build in C4, I need to play Terrifying Nightmares. I'm not going to have 4 Moon this turn. But hey, I will in a future turn, I'm sure. Every single one of my cards are moon cards, so I can get to this once I have 4 card plays. I have 1 energy plus 1. Well, not plus 1, just 1 energy. So if I want to play 3 cards, it's going to be Gift of Power plus 1 of these. And if I want my regular innate, I need to play a fire card. We don't need to defend. Crop's Wither can help this turn. Push from a land that you are in. Well, I mean, it could help in D2, but I think stopping a city... The problem is it going to stop a city in a place I'm in? It doesn't look like it. That's the problem. So maybe Mantle of Dread then. Or does this even do anything for me? Can I stop a build with this? Yes, I can stop the one in C1. Or D2. Is it important that we play Terrifying Nightmares? It stops the build, right? But we could also not play it and play 2 other cards. If I did that, I could play 2 fire cards. Like Crop's Wither would work in C4. Mantle of Dread, maybe. And then I get to this level innate. Destroy 2 explorers, 2 fear per explorer destroyed. That gets us a fear card. What is River doing? River wants 4 card plays to play River's loop. And is then going to be on a reclaim loop for a while. Oh, but the reclaim loops are bad when you're, you know, when the island is blighted. So double presence probably to mitigate that. So you're not gaining up power here. I don't think you really need to be anywhere. Probably put the Sacred Site in C8 for use someday. Boon of Vigor on Shadows for Terrifying Nightmares next turn. If Shadows does that, Shadows won't have 4 card plays for a while though, but your discard. You don't need to defend. Do we want Wash Away? I think we don't need Wash Away. I mean, it stops, you know, a build as well, but let's go for Energy and Dahan for points. Okay, so I can stop the build in D2, so I don't need to worry about D2. C6 is building a city. Mantle of Dread, not Mantle of Dread. Crop's Wither almost hits it. Problem is I don't have Dahan in there. If I did call the Dahan, not call Dahan ways, what am I doing? Favors called due. Gather Dahan in there and then target it with Crop's Wither. I have energy for that. Oh, but there's also the city here, so maybe never mind. That's what I was doing. I was going to put the city. I was going to target the city in C4 with that. So I don't need that per se. But I also don't need Gift of Power if I can play something else. Call of the Dahan Ways. Just as a thought. I guess I'm not super worried about the Ravage in C4 because I can quicken the Earth Struggles it. I could River's Bounty in there. There'd be 4 Dahan, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. Yeah, that's enough to take them all out. And that would give me 3 fear. Because destroying towns and cities gives you fear. The only question is, how am I dealing with D6? Darkness Swallows in C1, or C5 to stop C1. Flash Floods in D2 to stop that build. I can Massive Flooding for 2 damage and push 2. That's not going to destroy the city. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe this is just a blight. Actually, no. River's reclaiming, right? River's reclaiming. This targets a jungle. Defend 4. There's 6 damage in there, but we could use massive... Oh, we can't reach it. Or, but it's 5 damage because we're going to replace the city with a town, right? So 5 versus 4, yes. And it is a jungle, so yeah. All right, I think that works. I think we're fine. Fear, fear. Stop you. Target you. Lose presence. River can lose the sand's presence. Nope, not forget a power. No, no, no. You could forget a power. I don't think D3's doing anything. So I think we destroy D3. I guess Gift of Power does help with this slightly in that we can just use it to get powers to forget for the Blighted Island. Each player removes an explorer or a town from the land where it is the only invader. Well, D5 is dead. Death by Dahan. The only other lands are the 2 wetlands. Okay. I'll accept that. Stops a later city. Mountains, wetlands. Your Android build finally worked. Now to see if the game actually works. A new mystery. Okay, so it's good we got rid of the towns in the wetlands because now they're going to build there. D1 is now a bit of a danger place. Oh no, I can't. Why was I thinking I had enough defend for D6? I don't, because I can't target it with Mantle of Dread. Or Crops Wither. I keep forgetting I'm not doing it there. So I'd have to do something else. But I think it still makes sense to do this for maximum fear. I guess it's not actually. Wait, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't actually need to do that, right? Never mind. I'm not doing that. Oh, I can't reverse bounty there because I'm not there. Shit. Shit. That defeats everything. I don't have my presence there anymore. I did at one point, but I destroyed it because I said, and I quote, I don't need my presence there anymore. All I need is presence in the wetlands. So what do I do? You don't have any fast Dahan gathering, right? I guess I could still turn a town into a Dahan in C4, but would it make sense to stop a build, actually? Probably. I have enough defend in C4 with Quicken the Earth Struggles. I could Massive Flooding in D1 and stop a build there. There's not many places I could put it, but D7 would work. Stopping that city build is still the most important, probably. River next turn is going to be able to use Super Innate, so actually maybe it would make sense to leave everything in D1 and destroy it with Hyper Innate. The city won't die, but Flash Floods would take it out. So maybe we just pull as many things into D1 as possible here. The problem is there's not many things I could pull into D1. Massive Flooding does 2 damage. I mean, not that that's bad, but... Could we do something with Crops Wither? No, not really. We can push the guy out of C5 with Crops Wither. Yeah, there's not really many good options here. Nothing really screaming out to me. There aren't many good lines here. But like Crops Wither only makes sense in C4. No other city has a Dahan in it. I'll go replace this. And actually River could protect it with Drift Down instead, but if we want super innate or hyper innate, we need to play 4 water cards, and that's not a water card. It's just annoying that I can't target D3 with this. Actually, I would probably prefer to do that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have immediate defend there. There's a Dahan in D5 it could help with, but yeah. Yeah. I think just Mantle of Dread in D3 or D3 or D5. I'm gonna do D3 because D5 could be touched with shadows. Actually, shadows could touch both. So actually, I'm gonna do the other one because the other place has Dahan in it, and that's better, right? Yeah. All right, so reclaim, gain of power. That's 5 energy. You're using 3 this turn. I'm gonna go major here. Hey, look, accelerated rot. Hey, look, cleansing floods. Can't afford cleansing floods. But I mean, I would have 4 water. So like that does 14 damage, right? It's just cleansing floods. Accelerated rot is 1 less energy, but is a harder level innate, and ultimately does the same thing, except does 5 less damage and 2 more fear. And targets fewer lands. No, it's definitely cleansing floods, right? That's the river card. Is there any reason to consider paralyzing fright? We could use paralyzing fright. That is a free fear card. We could take paralyzing fright and just keep using it every single turn and try to win the game as fast as we can by getting to the victory condition. We only have what, like 4 turns left? Yeah, that will totally work, right? Just, you know, rush the fear game. I mean, we kind of have to, actually, because we have to get to a better victory condition than destroy all invaders. But cleansing floods is going to help a lot, so it has to be cleansing floods. And even though this is a defend card, I'm going to forget Drift Down because I need the other cards. I could play Cleansing Floods though, right? Replace Flash Floods with Cleansing Floods. And then I get it. I wouldn't be able to do it next turn, no. But that's probably fine. Maybe. What do we need to worry about this turn? Cleansing Floods is a slow power, right? So I would need to worry about it. Like, it would deal with D1 better than Massive Flooding would, because Massive Flooding needed Flash Floods to finish it off, whereas Cleansing Floods just outright gets rid of it. It doesn't have a Blade, though. Like, it'd work better in D4. I could still do Massive Flooding in D1, but then there'd be a city there, and I can't deal with that too effectively. I guess there's actually a Blade here in D8 and C8, and we could touch that land with that. Okay, that might work fine. We can still do Cleansing Floods in C8. And we'll think about what we can do to deal with D1. We need the defend in C4. We still have Boon of Vigor for Shadows. So I think Shadows is going power route because he's getting energy from River, so... He needs to get to 4 card plays quickly. I think I'm gonna go minor here and major next turn. +2 range with all of their powers. Or elements. You actually need an extra fire in order to get to your tier 2 innate. Is there a land without invaders? Yes, there are a few places for that. Would that stop a build? Mountain wetlands? Oh yeah, I could move the one from mountains into wetlands. That would stop that build. That'll show them. D2 would work. And it would also be Death by Dahan. Would reaching grass be better? Do we need that range? You need the range for River's Bounty. So where are we River's Bountying this turn? They're building mountains, wetlands, but we're basically dealing with them. Maybe not the mountains as much. You don't have presence in mountains, but you're never gonna have presence in mountains. I think I'm just gonna go for Lure of the Unknown. Try to slow this game down. Fire, fire, and then something else that will help. Minor power. Or fear. Fear? I can't hit the innate though. I'll save it for next turn. Next turn, if I do Gift of Power on myself, I might be able to have 4 moons next turn. Maybe. Okay. So where can I swallow to great effect? Can't reach D8 because for some reason I took from D5. That was smart. That was smart. I guess D1 or D3. D3 into, or C3 into D4. Well, Quick and Nearest Struggles is here. Oh, but I can't lure in there, right? Oh, this is Darkness Swallows, though. Could I gather and then do something else? Would that help? Oh, I don't know. I don't think it's going to really matter too much. I have to be really careful with River here now. Alright, so they're doing double mountains. That's okay. So C3 is Death by Dahan. That's good news. Gift of Power on Shadow. We want Moon. So much for that plan. So much for that plan. Well, now I guess we have Forget Fodder. Call the Bloodshed's good, though. Although we haven't been doing much Dahan synergy. That'll probably just be what I'll forget next turn with Major Power or something. Okay. Cleansing Floods, I think, in C8. I could wash away into it. I could wash away into D1. Either or would work. The Ravaging Mountains, there's a Ravage in D8 and a Ravage in C7. D8 is not as easily seen by shadows. So I think we'll wash away from D8. Massive flooding there. Cleansing Floods here. And then River's Bounty somewhere. River's only in River now. And I don't want to steal Dahan from Jungle. I'm just going to target this land. Okay, so we didn't deal with the city in D1. We do have Entrancing Apparitions. Defend 2 is enough. Okay. Before I select that, Shadows is gonna reclaim. Is gaining a major. Talons of Lightning? Hey, it's the Mountain Wetland turn! Hey, it's Talons of Lightning, isn't it? Do they have enough fire air? We do. We have enough cards with fire and air on them. Destroy one town at each adjacent land. Ooh. Is Wargasm here? Okay, good. I don't need a war with him about Winds of Rust here. Shadows would be able to use Winds of Rust and get the repeat on it. That's something, but... like, all the wetlands are dealt with except for D1. But we do have something for that now. The mountains, the only thing we have to worry about is C7. C3 is Death by Dahan. D5 could be Flash Flooded. And then next turn we only have to worry about the jungle. But we need more fear, and we need it today. Destroy town in each adjacent land. The tragedy is that there's no town adjacent to this land. That's the annoying thing. If I targeted C5, that would still blight. But if I have Talons of Lightning, I could reclaim it, use it again. And that would work. Oh, it's not going to work in the jungle though, right? Only targets mountain wetland. It'd be good for one turn, and it has less use. Power Storm has the same elements. We do have a sun. Once per turn, once this turn, target may repeat a power card by paying its cost again, may repeat up to 2 more power cards by paying their costs. Shadows would probably be the candidate for that. Shadows does not have 4 card plays. That is worse. That's annoying. I can't repeat this. Otherwise, we would have super fear game going. It might just be Power Storm. I want to use Talons, but I can't really use it. But Talons would deal with C7 at least. And it is 3 fear, even if it doesn't... And it could still target... Oh, but there's nothing in the mountains and wetlands after this turn. Do we happen to have 2 fire, 2 water, and 3 animal? Looks like it. Do we have it on the right cards? We'd have to play 3 animal cards. Yeah, we could play 3 animals and get enough elements for that. Before pushing, explorers and town cities do damage to each other. Not gonna do much. It's explorers damaging town city damaging explorer, and it's also there's a bunch that's just being replaced, so I don't know. That's also slow. Winds of Rust would work on C7. Doesn't give fire. If I targeted Talons of Lightning in C5, it destroys the town in C6, destroys the town in C2, destroys the town in C7. Like, I could use Talons of Lightning to destroy towns adjacent to mountains and wetlands. Probably not the typical use for that, but that would generate lots of fear if I just used it to keep destroying towns. The problem with Power Storm is that River's not going to have much energy to... I guess you could they could repeat like Boon of Vigor on Shadows, which would be kind of amusing. But yeah. Let's just take Talons for the moment, see what I can do with that. I'm gonna get rid of Gift of Power at this point. So Talons, we need 2 fire, 2 air. Let's play the ones that already have fire, not fire and air, or yeah, fire and air. The ones that have fire and air on it. Because those were the ones. That gives that. I can gather an explorer in a slow phase, push an explorer in town in the slow phase. This is fast phase, I'm not fast. I don't get the tier 2 innate with this. But what I can do Talons of Lightning, C5. Lure of the Unknown, C5 to get the Explorer out, and then that doesn't blight. Not that I'm worried about that blight, but that's just... You know, that stops a blight. Yay! I would like to stop the build outright. I guess I could do Double Gather with Lure and Darkness to stop the build in C7. Talons of Lightning seems slightly better than Super Innate. I mean, yes. Alright, so Entrancing Apparitions, that was the decision for River. And you have to play 3 suns. Oh, but then you don't get the moon. Oh no, you don't get the moon. You would have to play Wash Away to get the moon. That is bad. That is bad. I could Talons of Lightning D1. That would save River. That would give less fear, though. That's annoying. My 3 Sun cards and my 1 Earth cards are disjoint. By moon, I mean Earth. Yes, I meant Earth. When the moon hits your eye like a river catastrophically flooding its banks. Hello, Andromeda Echo, and welcome to Dolphin's Dive, the weekly strategically minded stream where we have internet disconnects. So if I don't get Hyper Innate this turn, I can't deal with D6 anyway. I'm not close to it. By I mean River. He arrived 20 minutes ago, but was distracted. Well, consider yourself undistracted. No, I think I need to do the defend. I could lose that presence. I mean, I have to destroy a presence anyway, right? I could just destroy that presence, let that blight, Dahan take out the city, and then I don't have to worry about it at all. Save the Hyper Innate. It's not going to be super useful. But, I mean, we need to destroy stuff. We only have 2 turns left. This game's ending. This game's ending one way or another. Probably not in a good way. Okay. Lure. Darkness. Talents. Alright, so we successfully got to a new victory condition. We have 2 fear cards as well. That's good. And they're on terror level 2. So they're slightly better. Boon of Vigor on Shadow still. Flash Floods could stop the build in D2. Or D5. Probably D5 is better. Because it has Blight. Okay. So, River is down to 3 presences. Shadows. I mean, I guess I was gonna forget Call to Bloodshed. It's because it's a nice card, but it's not my elements. Oh, there's Defend. Remove a town or explorer from an inland land. Okay. That also would have stopped the, you know, build, but okay. Yeah, Yeah. Okay, well, that's fine. There's not much I can really do with this. If they explore sands next turn, this sands is not adjacent to anything, so I should just take that guy out. Oh, they're gonna build there, so actually it was adjacent, but I don't think it's... This isn't doing anything. I could take out towns with this, but I actually need them for the fear. I need their fear. And they're exploring in jungle wetlands. Okay. That's not sands. Double jungle, so that's probably okay. We'll figure it out. Somehow. Push from a land, push hyperinate, gather Dahan. I mean, just getting as much into D2 and hyperinating there might be good. I don't need to worry about sands for the rest of the game. We have a fast phase, a slow phase, and a fast phase, and then we lose. I need to destroy, like, all the towns right now. Let's push 3 towns here. I wish I could push more than that. Yeah, the only chance we have is to destroy all the towns and cities. Unless we can somehow get 3 more fear cards and just destroy all the cities, which is maybe possible, but we'd have to work super fast. So I can't get Dahan anywhere but wetlands. So we're just going to keep adding Dahan. Okay. We can get you to 4 cards. Finally. We can't have too many blights happen. We only have 3 blight left on the card. Ravage in the jungle. C1 is screwed. Like, if C1 blights, it's over, because it cascades to a land that has blight, so, and then that cascades, and that gives us 3 blight, and we lose. So would, and for the, you know, in addition, so is D6. D6 is screwed. D2 is not screwed. D4, or C4, is not screwed, but, if the other one's blight, we're... Okay, so what can we do? We have a defend 10... in a sacred site or a land with Dahan, which none of the dangers. Oh, this has a okay, never mind. We have a Dahan there. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, pal. Yeah, we only have the 3 cities. So what? Destroying them gives me 6 fear. I would need to get 23 more in addition to destroying them, and then not add any more cities. Okay, well, you're reclaiming, right? Like, River is just kind of stuck. I mean, River has enough presence to last the rest of the game. problem is River can't see these two lands, because I destroyed the presence in D1 for some reason, because I thought, oh, it was going to be destroyed anyway. Ah, joke's on me. That's slow. Or, yeah, you don't have much I can do to target D6 with. You don't have much I can use to target D6 with. Like, the game might just be over. I might not be able to deal with D6. Using Entrancing Apparitions plus Flash Floods would save C1, because we still have the presence in C5, but I need to deal with D6. So I gotta gain power cards for both of these people. Shadows is just gonna major his way out of this. Tsunami. Well, as fun as Tsunami is, that's not a coastal land. Entwined Power could maybe save the world. Trees and Stones. That doesn't hit D6. It hits C3. And if you have enough Sun, Earth, and Plant, we can defend 6 in there. We need more defend, but that's defend. The problem is you don't have any sun, so that's great. What about River? River's not doing major. River can't afford major. Nature's Resilience. Actually, Nature's Resilience plus Entwined Power might save the world. Almost. Nature's Resilience plus Entrancing Apparitions? No, that still doesn't do it. But we don't... I don't want the C4 to happen, but like we can have D2 happen, C4 is a thing, and... I don't know. I'm annoyed. Okay, Nature's Resilience and Entwined Power. Crop's Wither could help, I guess. I could just remove the Blight. You're right, it does have a Blight removal, right? As long as this doesn't cascade, it's not game over. I still need to Entwined, though. But yeah, I don't need to defend there. Okay. I still need to not Blight all 3 of the jungles, but yeah, I could Blight remove. That's good. Okay. If I'm not playing a slow power this turn, then it's probably not going to be played. Ugh. 4 cards. Come on, we gotta do something with 4 cards, right? We have to. We have to. Can I reach that? I can't. I'm gonna put a presence here so I can actually hit it with Crop's Wither. I don't have enough sun cards, or fire cards. I have enough moons, right? Fear is better than Dahan at this point. I'll not have energy for next turn at this rate. I can't afford Cleansing Floods. So like the base cards are these. Flash Flood stops C4 from blighting. Oh, but no, I have to play Nature's Resilience, so I'm not getting Hyper Innate this turn. That's just not happening. I don't know that this is gonna happen. Oh, actually, this is saved. What am I thinking? Let me not do that then. I can push from here. We have this innate. I don't know if it really matters. Actually, let me not move 2. What am I doing? Push up 2. Yeah, so save 1 for Death by Dahan. Actually, even better, what am I doing? Here, push into... That's Death by Dahan. Ah! Nope, stop doing it, stop doing it. Leave 1 in the jungle, put 1 in the mountain. We know how this game works. We know how this game works. Because what I was going to do is just take one of those guys and kill these 2. So what, we're 2 fear cards away from ending the game with no cities. Okay, so... That doesn't have Dahan. I don't have energy. Okay, so I can still Crops and Wither in C2. If I can get enough fear, I just need to take out these 2 cities, right? The problem is I can't Massive Flood any of these. I can get energy. Oh, yeah, okay. I have energy. I have energy. Excellent. Yeah, I can't reach those. Why am I playing Quicken the Earth Struggles? Was it just for the fire? It was just for the fire. And Twine lets me Massive Flood D6. Okay. Still can't do damage there, though. And this is not hyper innate. You're right, yeah, you're right, yeah. How do I do this? Maybe it's better for me to not play as many river cards and save them for next turn. Except that's foolish because there's not a next turn. So hold on, let's just bullshit for a moment. Yeah, I have no slow phase, so I can't use Cleansing Floods or Massive Flooding next turn. So let's assume that I can do something that I can't do. I have Entwined Power. What does that change for me? River's really cramping me here. If River could see these places, that'd be a lot better. River can see D6 with Massive Flooding. The problem is I can't let that blight. That's the massive problem we have right now, is I can't let that blight. I can Terrifying Nightmares to move 4 towns and cities out of it. I can Flash Floods to kill one of them, Entrancing Apparitions that doesn't give me the hyper innate though. That's the problem. Nature's resilience, yeah, removes the blight. The problem is I can't get hyper innate. I rewinded a bit too far because now I have Flash Floods back in my hand, so John's mad. But Flash Floods plus Tier 2 innate would take out D6, right? Or at least take out the city in D6, because that's all we care about. But they're building in there. But if I take out all the towns, they're going to build a town. But the problem is D2 is going to... Well... Okay, if I defend D4, that's... fine. D2... I feel like I'm just going to be off by 1. But there has to be a way out of this, right? There has to be a way out of this. So, Quicken is for C4. Entwined... So that river can hit D6 with Nature's Resilience. Terrifying Nightmares to push the things out of D6. Crops Wither for C2. So it's like Shadow's play is set. Oh yeah, so I don't need to defend in D6. I don't need to defend. So if I remove the blight, I don't care what happens in here. I'm still going to push the towns out so they build the town, but that's fine. Flash Floods plus Massive Flooding to take out the city in D6. I'm just unsure how I can deal with the city in D7 in the fast phase. We're just gonna have to, like, hope for powers that deal damage. If we can deal 3 damage, plus get enough fear, I guess. I mean, hey, that does 3 damage. The problem is, when I reclaim, I don't add a presence, and I can't hit that, because it doesn't have Dahan. Unless we can get Dahan in there in the fast phase. If I do double presence with River... That's not going to help because none of these help in the fast phase. So River's done. River's bounty isn't going to help. I think I had Wash Away in here before, but I think Flash Flood solves the problem I was having. I think. I have to entwine. I'm just holding this off for a second just to double check. Oh, but the problem is C1 is blighting, and that was another dangerous spot. Yeah, that's why I'm not entwining powers, because I would just have lost. Okay, so finish playing cards. All right, so River's Bounty replaced with this. This. Defend 2. Defend 2 plus... that's not enough. If I can defend in C1, though, then the Dahan takes out the town. I just need to defend there. I guess I still have Darkness Swallows. That takes out 2 explorers. Defend 2 would do enough. Maybe. Except I don't have range. I can still gather one now. Not that one. So that's defended. Dahan takes out town. I need entwined power. I need entwined power. Yeah, I don't need the super block in C4 because that's just, I lose a presence, but that's not gonna, like, end the game. Is there anything else I'm overlooking? The mountains have nothing. The jungles, 2 are defended. 1 will remove the blight, so we'll have 4 blight on the card and no cascades. Okay, so... D1 is building a city. D2. Yeah, that was the other problem, wasn't it? Shoot. I think that was part of why I had played Entrancing to begin with, was for D2. Okay, so then... Okay, so then we sacrifice C4. We get the solution. Sacrifice C4. I didn't need to rewind that far again, but I just like doing it. Oh, except I can't reach this with anything. This is the only place I can do Quicken. No, I could hit that, but I don't have energy. Boon of Vigor. Okay. Ah, this is like the second time this turn that I forgot about Boon of Vigor. So that stops the city in D2, that stops the city in C1, C4 is whatever. Remove the blight in D6. So that solves everything, and we just have to figure out how to deal with D7 and get enough fear for all of that, which currently isn't looking too good. Because we used all of our fear things already. We only need, you know, 13 more fear. They are fast, you're right. Major? With 0 energy? I mean, Shadows has enough energy to play Terrifying Nightmares, and that's it. The problem isn't just cleaning D7, it's getting enough fear. I might get better majors. Okay. I'm going for it. Those are all expensive. It's the sands, they're not ravaging there. So we don't care about the slow powers, really. Or, I mean, right? So it's either Blazing Renewal or Indomitable Claim. Neither of which seem that useful. I guess the Blazing Renewal gives River a sacred site. If any presence was added, 2 damage to each town, city in that land. Hey, you know, but that's also 5 energy. 2 sun, 3 earth. Shadows has no sun. River has lots of sun. But the sun and earth cards were mutually exclusive. That's the problem. These powers don't work for what we wanted. I mean, blazing gives me an option to snipe D7. I'll give claim to river and lose cleansing floods because that's not helping you anyway. I'll take blazing on shadows, and here it's a little bit tougher. Call of Dahan Ways, though, doesn't help us at this point. Why did I need that flash floods in D6? Why do I keep thinking I need that flash floods in D6? It doesn't matter. But I thought I needed it, because I keep thinking I needed that defend. It's been a long game, forgive me. Alright, River's losing this one, I think. Hit the city. Oh! That's why. That's why I needed that. Okay. 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 Now I know. That's why we needed that. Ah, man, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I would have lost the game. I mean, I'm still gonna lose the game, but... I totally lost my train of thought here. Alright. You need to stay there. Actually, you're losing a presence anyway. Here, let's just... Replace a town with an explorer and a coastal land. That doesn't do anything for me. I mean, I want the fear. Remove a town or explorer from a land with presence. That also doesn't help me. I want the fear. Stops a blight. Eh, I've guessed it does. Could have saved the C4. You know, you're right. I guess that's slightly better than what I was doing. Yeah, I might want that sacred site. Exactly. I don't think I do, but, you know, I might. It's empty. It's empty. Seven fear and destroy the city, and we win. I think River's reclaiming, even though none of what River does actually helps. River could take out a town in the fast phase. That's one fear. That's pretty much the best River can do. Is there just one city? I'm pretty sure. That's a city. So one city is 2 fear. I need 5 more fear. Flash floods gives me 4 fear. Blazing and flash floods. I can't afford blazing. Well, if I go for pure energy here, if I gain a power or go for pure energy, I would be able to play Blazing Renewal. And actually, hold on. I pushed out of D6 in the wrong place. It's not too much, but if I could Blazing Renewal in there... That won't help, though, because Flash Floods won't target it. But if I did do Blazing Renewal, 2 damage to each town city, that would give me 2 fear there. That's 3. If I could theoretically destroy the city, that's 5, and... yeah. The problem is I can't afford Blazing Renewal. Can I play Nightmares and destroy the city? The problem is I don't have enough moons for Nightmares. Like, I only have enough energy to play Nightmares right now. We do have a potential fear off of C1 from that Dawn, but I guess I was going to... I guess I could take out the town there. Or I guess both of those are ravaging. Okay, so we can defend there, attack there. That's 2 fear from River. I don't know. How much energy is that? That's 3. I think River has these elements. Three sun, 2 animal. Boon plus River's Bounty plus Vigor. Should be the right number. The problem is, what's the range on this? Range 2? River can still see that. Yay, River can still see D1. Okay. Okay, I think that might work. Let me just double check. That's 3 energy. You have 3 plus 1. That's 4. Boon plus River is all 0 energy, and that gives you the 3 sun and the 2 animal. So we can take out this with that. Push 2 of the Dahan. 2 damage per Dahan. That's 4 damage. That takes out the city. Does a damage to a town. Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then oh, I can't even hit it with the other thing, right? Shoot. that does something. No, that's definitely probably the most promising thing for River right now. I'm gonna go ahead and commit to that because I don't foresee why there'd be something else to do. That's not there. Did I look at this wrong? Did it shuffle before we drew? Is this a bug? Rip run. Winds of Rust would almost do it though. All right, I'll report it. So now, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. So we lost the game because of a bug. We can now claim the only reason I lost was because of a bug. I forget what the name of the card was. Boon of something. Vigor. It wasn't even Boon, it was Vigor. Never mind, it was Vigor. Okay. Send. Thanks, John. This is the only reason I lost. Now we watch the kilobytes. 9 megabytes. 8 megabytes. Except it was less than 7 at that point. OBS disconnect! Well, actually, OBS isn't freaking out just yet, which is kind of weird, but... Given that it's uploading at less than 1 megabyte per second, that might make it better. Not really interfering with my upload too much. Apparently the second to last attachment was super kilobytes, apparently. Okay, now my phone's going off a bajillion times because it's gonna add to the beta and attach my name to everything. Or just once, okay. Trello was actually going down for maintenance. Oh, excellent. Okay. After each effect that destroys a town, a city, or a Dahan in target land, 1 damage per town, city, Dahan destroyed. Can that help? Winds of Rust, yeah, drops the city. That's only going to give me 1 fear out of that, and I was hoping to get the 2 fear out of it. This is the problem. Alright. Shadows is reclaiming and getting a power. I don't think there's any other way to play with Shadow here. 0 energy fire card or 0 energy moon card. There's none of those. GG. Visions of Fiery Doom gives us fear though. Vengeance of the Dead gives us 3 fear. Is there any way that we can miraculously do damage there beyond that? We don't have a presence nearby to entwine with. And all of these are range 1. So River just can't see it. And Shadows also can't see it. Towns of Lightning, but you have no energy. Did I say he had 4 energy? He should have... Oh, did he gain it because we finished this technically? I don't know. Oh, he did. Yeah, we gained his power, so he's at 4. Okay. So if I play Terrifying Nightmares, then I'm playing Lure of the Unknown, and that's my play. So I can't play Terrifying Nightmares. I can play these 4 powers. I guess I do get... Dissonate. That's 2 fear. Let's minimize this, get out of the way. I can't get another air. Probably because I forgot the other power that had an air on it, so I can't get 1 fear per invader destroyed by the damage. But this does give me 2 fear. This gives me 2 fear. So we're at 4 fear. 5. Winds of Rust is 6. Defend in 1, destroy the town in the other. That's 8. Is this going to be a sacrifice victory? No, if I defend 2 in D1, take out the town and... Well, no, yeah. So let's take Winds of Rust then. Lose that one. Do I have enough energy? Oh, I don't have enough energy to flash floods. That's also annoying. There's C1 and there's D1, and both of those are bad. I guess no, D1 cascades into a land that doesn't have Blade. The other jungles aren't blighting. The other wetlands aren't blighting. Okay. If this wins... This is like... This is ridiculous. Boon Shadow. How does Shadow protect it? I guess I could... Oh, Visions of Fiery Doom doesn't actually really reach enough. Shadow has Defend 10. Yeah, neither of these have Sacred Sites in them, though. Oh, with Dahan, you're right. That's why. Okay. We're not going to talk about how I forgot about this 3 times today. I even was mentioning this at the very start. I can pay extra energy to target a land with Dahan. I can pay extra energy to target a land with Dahan. I can pay it. I can't target this land. I don't know what you're talking about. I can't target this land. I was thinking Entwined. That was really what I was thinking of. Doesn't Entwined even do anything? I've used undo so many times. I even undid all the parts where I learned how to play this game. I undid my learning. Okay, Winds of Rust has to happen. So there are no cities on the land, so we just have to get enough fear. Save. Well, I guess... Oh, we just need to defend, right? Defend there. Boon there. Defend there. Here. Is there any reason I targeted that instead of something else? I don't think so. New idea. Push. What are we doing with the push? Push a town from that one sands. From D whatever? I can't reach that. There's no Dahan there. I can push more stuff into Death Zone. Which Death Zone? I guess I could... Oh! I could push into this one. Oh no, I can't. Well, in D1. This D1. Yeah, but how do I push from... I can't reach that. Now I forgot the Dahan rule! What I can do, though... Oh, it's still not gonna work. Well, okay, so what's... Where are we at? We still got this thing. That's a fear. That's a fear. This is 2 fear. We have it. Yeah, I was thinking of doing that. But it should work. I don't even need to do anything more there. We have... So we get the fear from C1. We get the fear from D1. Right? Like, the game ends when they try to explore but can't, right? So we win during the Ravage phase. Right? I'm gonna check the rules on this. I haven't checked this in a long time. Where is it? That's advanced invader cards. If there is no card to flip over because the invader deck is empty, time is run out and you lose. Yes, we lose on the explore phase. Yeah, sacrifice victory would be if we get blight to lose that way, but we also win from the victory condition. So that would be amusing, but we're not getting that, so we should be fine there. I'm just going to finish... think, like, I mean, if I forgot something, I'm done. Push up to 3 from an inland land. Well. Oh, hey, I can push here. There we go. Hey, guys. Join the party. Join the festivities. Have a fear card snipe my victory. That would be unlucky. What? That's fine. I know the game was over for like 10 minutes. I was just really unsure. I couldn't believe it. It just seemed impossible. That was close. That was close. That was the closest game we've had. That I've had. I'm not sure it's the closest game that has ever existed. 0 per invader card in deck. 7 per 2 living Dahan, -5 per 2 blight. I even defeated the reshuffle bug, exactly. I don't even have to make the title Blame John or something like that. Yeah, oh boy. It's the second time that I've selected a random game difficulty 8 to 10 and then regretted everything. But hey, we beat Brandenburg Prussia on difficulty 6. Technically the second time that has happened. The first time was a 4-player Brandenburg Prussia 6 plus Dahan Insurrection, I think, to get difficulty 17. So, and it was thematic map too. But technically, this is a solo Brandenburg Prussia 6 victory. Remember when I was like, yeah, I don't know that I'll ever really be willing to fight adversaries on level 6. That just seems too scary. Yeah, it was scary. I was very scared that entire game. But hey, we won. That's all that matters. Brandenburg Prussia's difficulty comes innately from the thinner invader deck. Some people get more terrified about like England 6 or Sweden 6 because there's a bajillion rules that happen and you have to account for all of them. But the advantage of those games is that you get a full deck to deal with. Brandenburg Prussia is half the game and twice the difficulty. Also the giant fear pile. Well, it's only really one more fear per terror level. Like 333 eventually turns into 444. But yeah, it is, yeah, it's extra. So I'll go ahead and leave this victory screen because of, you know, repetitive music. But like England is 454 plus extra fear to the fear pool per player in the game. Sweden is 445. So it's still like harder to get through the fear deck as normal, but Sweden 6 is apparently difficulty 8, so it's easier than Brandenburg Prussia 6. England is the same difficulty, technically, per the numbers on the card. But, yeah, I think people just get more innately scared of these, at least from what I can tell. Just because it's like, you know, you have to do these effects during the entire game, versus Brandenburg Prussia is like, you just play the latter half of a Spirit Island game as if you skipped the first half. Fair enough. Yeah, it's a half the game and you have to make fear twice as fast. Yeah, so that's fair. That's fair. Fair? That's fear. That's fear. Fear enough. All right. Well, that does wrap up this week's Dolphins Dive. No, I don't want to hear this repetitive music. Or I guess it's not repetitive music at this point. It's fine. All right, thank you for watching, everyone, as always. This was an exciting installment. I was hoping to do a Sentinels game after this game, but Spirit Island does take too long, even when it's a half game. Prussia is nice to play manually because it's hard to screw up the rules. Exactly. You just have to set up and go with it, plus, you know, the escalation effect. As opposed to completely forgetting that Sweden 4 exists and only noticing 2 turns in. Sweden 4 being... well, Sweden 4 is just a setup rule. But yeah, like, probably Sweden 3 is what you're thinking about. Towns dealing 3, cities dealing 5. Because even on the digital game, you forget that that's a thing. You, like, defend 6 in a land, because you're like, oh, it's just 2 towns and an explorer, it's enough. Or it's 2 cities and an explorer, it's enough. And then you realize the island blights because that was actually 11 damage. All right, but anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed your stay. We'll be around in the future for more Dolphins Dive content. Next week is not the 1st of October, so it will be some regular stream of some... Okay, fine. I'll go check what Sweden 5 is. Gosh, I thought... Sweden 5, when ravaging adds at least 1 blight to a land, also add a town to an adjacent land without towns or cities. Yes, that is one that is easily forgettable. I'd probably say the damage one is a little more, but I know that John and I played Sweden 5, and I was very cognizant of mining rush the entire game, but I was also, I don't know. It's a lot easier to, can't add a town if every land has a town. All right, so check out the other streams we have on this channel. Every Tuesday is Handelabra Live with John and sometimes Jeremy, two of the leads of Handelabra that like to demo content before it is publicly available. And recently they've been showing some of the Sentinels challenge rules for Oblivion and Villains of the Multiverse. Be sure to check that out when it's on YouTube or on the stream. Every Thursday at 7 p.m. is Dolphin's Dive with myself, as you've been watching, strategic games made with frequently forgotten decisions. Every Saturday is Spirit Island Saturdays, ordinarily with me and John and Seamus. I will not be here this week though, because I have a lot of grading I need to catch up on, so I will leave it in the hands of John and Seamus and whoever else is joining. And Sunday is Tales from the Archive with another letdown for some storytelling and thematic challenge Sentinels. Sentinels of the Multiverse, Bottom of the Ninth, One Deck Dungeon, and Anne's End are available on Steam, iOS, and Android devices, and Spirit Island is available on Steam and will hopefully eventually be on iOS, Android devices. If not later this year, then maybe next year. If not that year, maybe the year after that, or maybe, you know, before the heat sink death of the universe or whatever. Heat death, I think. Not heat sink. Heat sinks. Ignore me. It's late. But thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good night, and I will see you next week.